Okay, welcome back. Welcome back, Weather Kingdom. I'm sorry for the delay. Okay, welcome back, everybody. Welcome. We are live, everybody. This is... $91L. Just give me a moment. Welcome back, Weather Kingdom. I'm sorry. Okay, welcome back, everybody. Welcome. We are live, everybody. This is... Alright, welcome. Alright, welcome back, everybody. We are live. We're going to be taking a look at Invest 99L. I mean 91L, not 99L. 90L was... Congrats. Thank you, Fernando the Great. Thank you. What's up? What's up, Michael Allen? What's up? What is up, everybody? So we have a lot to talk about, and I'm actually going to jump on this stream already, pretty already, right away here, because I do have work at 4, and then we are going live later tonight. This is kind of an update live stream on everything. So basically, we have seen a major trend with the latest models, and the National Hurricane Center's come pretty much eyes it down here now. We're at a 60% in the next 48 hours and a 90% in the next days. We've actually went from a 40% in the next 48 hours and jumped it up to a 60 in just an update. So that was very interesting when I saw. Now Florida is in potential of a spot for landfall. Anywhere along the East Coast. If you guys are in the Barbados, the islands, Puerto Rico, the Dominican, parts of the Bahamas, I'm actually going to highlight areas that we're going to pretty much highlight areas where we need the most attention on this stream, okay? So basically, let's go into here. We're going to actually highlight, if you guys are in Puerto Rico, these Virgin Islands, Barbados, all these islands, you guys are under... in my watch, you guys are under code red. I actually will be making a map later on some tropical. I'm going to be making my own watches and warnings on who should watch. And I would say if you guys are in Puerto Rico, the Western Antilles, the Barbados, you guys should be on tropical storm watch at this point, at this given time. If you guys are now, let's go to code orange. This is generally code, let's go a little bit lighter on the orange. Or we're going to go right to code yellow. If you guys are in the Bahamas, you guys are in code yellow. You guys are in my opinion, you guys are, yeah, there is some model support that does show some intense storms, landfall case scenarios that does show in the Bahamas. But we'll have to wait and see. Thank you. Now... yeah, way more south. The whole East Coast needs to watch. Yes. Yes, this is... yes, in the red, we're going to actually make our own codes besides the National Hurricane Center. This is just a pre-amateur of it. So basically, if you guys are in the red, you guys are in... need to start to prepare as weather will pretty much... a tropical cyclone or hurricane that's heading right in your area. Generally, we'll shrink this down. This is code red. This is the first people that will be impacted. And then if you guys are in the northern parts of Haiti and the Dominican, you guys need to watch out for rip currents. Regardless, all these areas need to watch out for rip currents, strong waves, and heavy, potentially heavy rainfall. Okay. Now for the East Coast, we're gonna put you on. For now, we're gonna put the East Coast. If you guys are from New York City all the way down with North Carolina, South Carolina, and even Florida, we're gonna generally put you guys out on code green. That's for not expecting any tropical cyclone for the next 5 to 7 days, but something to keep a watch, and we'll watch. So that's my codes right now. Even parts of the Cuba area we'll keep an eye out on. These are my codes. So once again, if you guys are in code red, this is going to have my own definitions and everything. If you guys are in code red, that is prepare. There is likely going to be a tropical storm or a hurricane in the next 3 to 5 days. If you guys are in the yellow, you guys are on code yellow is keep a very, very close eye on. And further updates could mean evacuations and a preparedness. And then if you guys are in code green, I just put it along the East Coast because it's still to be determined. If you guys are in code green, you guys should just be able to watch out in general. On this is nothing for sure. I'll even put code green on Bermuda. You never know. So this is my outlook and discussion here on myself. Hope you guys like the little talk away right there. When we take a look, we've jumped to a 60 and then a 90 the next 7 days. Basically, what they have said is, yes, things are getting organized. And basically, a broad area of low pressure has now formed. Oh my, wow, this is bad. A low pressure has formed along the tropical wave in the eastern Atlantic. Recent satellite imagery suggests that the system continues to slowly now become better organized, with showers and thunderstorms activity along the eastern side of this. Environmental conditions are favorable. Now instead of are marginal, now they're saying favorable for additional development of the system of a tropical storm, tropical depression likely to form by the weekend, as it generally moves toward the 10, and then as it keeps going generally 10 to 15. They also do have now interest of the Lesser Antilles. Leeward Island should monitor this progress of the system as it approaches the east by next week. All right, that's the major update. Basically, this is their cone. Most likely a landfall somewhere in this cone. Okay, right here. The southern side takes us right into the Barbados. The middle, where it generally could go, is just north of the Barbados. And the furthest to the north is to skim Puerto Rico and the islands. Okay? Also, I do want to say there is a chance for another blimp to show up in the next couple days, as there's some interest on another tropical wave out coming off Africa. Also, keep an eye out on the Gulf and Caribbean, as we have another area that we'll have to take very close and attention to. Okay? If you guys are new, please like and subscribe. We'll be talking about the tropics. So now I want to take a look at the main stuff here. This is the main meat of everything. Is we do have now Invest 91L, 1011 millibars, about moving generally about 10 miles an hour. And we're about at a 25 mile an hour storm. These are the first data, so I'm not even going to wait until I'm going to actually wait until the 0Zs on that. Satellite imagery, as you guys might not know, on Tropical Tidbits is delayed and out. So there ain't going to be any satellite imagery right now, but we have to wait and see. So the center of the cone gone seems south. Here we go. Storm watch for the islands. Yes, I'm going to be working that. Also, thank you for the new subscriber. We're at now 734 subscribers. Very greatly appreciate that. Let's get to by the end of the stream, let's get one more subscriber. Whoever's here that is not subscribed, let's hit 735 subs. I would very greatly appreciate it. Also, thank you guys for all the support on this channel. We have been just growing dramatically. I'm hoping to continue that. As tonight, we'll be doing the same exact thing, but we'll be starting out a little earlier and covering for Pat's Path Predictor stream. So keep that in mind and keep that updated. Also, let's go up to 20 likes. That'll be greatly appreciated on this channel. So when we take a look, we got pivotal weather coming out with the latest Euro. And let's just go, we're actually going to go right into Euro. So what does the 12Z Euro show? I don't even know, you guys, to be honest with you. And I'm very concerned on it. So I haven't even looked at the new Euro, you guys. So this is brand new data. This is the latest 12Z. Do not tell me what's going on with the latest 0 on the, oh, we do not need that. Thank you. Very greatly appreciate that. Thank you oh, wow. We actually had 737 subscribers. Thank you. Let's get our go up to 740. Let's do that. Why not? Very greatly appreciate you guys, all the support. Thank you. By the way, those watches and warning was by Weather Kingdom. It's not the National Hurricane Center. I'm just giving you guys, because I know we got some viewers across Puerto Rico and the islands. I do guys want to give you guys a little bit extra precaution on watch. Alright, let's go through here. Thank you for all the support, everybody. Very greatly appreciate that. You guys are awesome. We are now at 738 subscribers. We are now 2 away from our goal is now to 740. Very greatly appreciate that. So, yeah, you could generally see this to develop. Oh, wow. Wow. GFS is okay. What in the world? What in the world? Take this with a grain of salt. There was probably a glitch with the Euro Z, the 12Z, where it only shows a weak tropical storm. I do not know why it shows that, because that's interesting. Take this with a massive grain of salt. This is not likely going to happen. Let me see if I can find anyone that's talking about it. It's a glitch on the Euro model. 99% likely, because it would not jump that far. Yeah, take this with a massive grain of salt, you guys. The Euro looks to me on the 12Z has it, it's probably going to be stronger, but it generally shows it hitting on the Dominican and just gets shred apart, and then it goes right into the Florida Straits. Also, on the latest Euro, shows 2 other tropical waves that we're going to have to keep an eye on. Probably the Euro had a massive glitch. Because everything else is not even showing anything like that. That's probably a massive glitch on that end. When we take a look at the GEFS ensembles, that goes out 234 hours out. Generally, yeah, look at that. This is 12Z. This is 12Z Euro. You guys, and look at that. We got generally the facility now right into the Caribbean islands. Right here in yellow. Also, we starting to see now Central American gyre get going. That's very big. Something that we'll have to keep an eye on. Yeah, look at that, you guys. The latest 12ZF. This is actually an AI model that actually showed this. Generally shows a Caribbean track on this. But now it also shows another hurricane. Now we'll have to keep an eye out on. Look at that. Another storm here. This is Gabrielle. I'm pretty sure. That generally shows in that way. And then we even have a little bit of development right here. So something to keep an eye out on with the main development region. Very active. Something that we'll have to really keep an eye on. We got 60 views here. This is awesome. We're already crushing it for the afternoon. We're 1 subscriber away from 740. If we can do that, let's do that. That'll be awesome. We are already crushing it. Also, if you guys have any questions or concerns, feel free to ask them in the comments below. This is another model. Look at that. We're seeing another storm out in the main development region, you guys, now on the latest ensembles. And look at that. Boom. Gabrielle. I think it's called Gabrielle. So I'm sorry if I've been pronouncing it wrong. Yeah, it looks like a potential another tropical cyclone. Also, we need to watch out in the Gulf and stuff for another gyre system. So, a lot to talk about, you guys. Something to really keep concern of. If you guys are new, please like and subscribe. That'll be very greatly appreciate that. The goal was to 20 likes. We're already doing that. Yes, very greatly appreciate that. Let's get to other kingdom to 800 subs. I'll be very greatly appreciate that. Also, we are going to be looking at Kiko as it is going to be trying to intensify for a little bit. Oh, wait. We got a little bit of satellite. It's not the latest data. I don't think it is. But look at that. There it is, you guys. It is starting to develop, in my opinion. Look at that. This is not the latest. But you guys can see we have that arm string band right here. That shows that. We also got this little bit broad here. That comes back in here. We got low-level winds like this. Look at that. This is the latest satellite imagery, everybody. Yeah, we're going to have some pretty big updates on the satellite imagery tonight as Durrell Maximum will be coming. By the way, everybody, we have hit 740 subscribers. Very greatly appreciate that. Let's get up to 750 before we end the stream. Let's go up even further. You guys have been very supportive. But this is that latest satellite imagery. It's not consolidated yet, but we are noticing an increase in convection where the low-level center is starting to develop. With basically, how does this become better organized is as we see convection over the mid-level center or vorticity for multiple hours, that actually gets from the upper levels and drill down to the low levels. And once you get into the low levels, we can generally start tropical storm genesis. This is not there just yet, but for the environment, what do we see basically on the latest satellite is it's a small core. This is definitely going to be a small system in my opinion. There's not a big broad core. In my opinion, it's a very small core that's developing. Also, what else is very major to notice, we're looking at the negative effects also, is we do have a bit of dry air on the southern side. And probably some limited outflow here. As you can see right here, we have a bit of a boundary front where these thunderstorms kind of collapse. And that could actually mean right here is dry air right here. So what this means is there is still some mid-level and upper-level dry air in the environment of this system. This should kind of eat it out already. It's already showing signs of doing that. Also, there's probably a little bit of shear. To me, there's really no shear on this system. It's more dry air. If there's any wind shear, it's getting worked out right now. There could be a little bit of wind shear coming out of this side of the system. But generally, it's very favorable. There is a little bit, once again, that little bit of dry air. Nothing too much to talk about. But to me, satellite imagery, it's not the latest, but it looks pretty impressive. Definitely understand now why they are doing that. Also, you can tell where our low-level center is. You can actually see our arm band right here of convection, right? And then we actually have a banding of convection that comes back in here. So where does this low-level center meet is generally right here. So this is where that low-level center is. And as we get into Doral maximum, that will kind of help to produce a thunderstorms around the core and probably help to develop this. Also, thank you guys. We have it 30 likes already in the afternoon update. We've been averaging around now 50 to about almost 70 views on this live stream. Very greatly appreciate that. I know everybody is still very busy and was not expecting this. We will be live later tonight, and hopefully we can get a lot of people from yesterday. You guys are amazing. Very greatly appreciate that. Like I said, we have hit 740 likes. That was the goal for the stream. If you guys are not new and you guys want to subscribe even further, let's try and make our next goal to 750. And then tonight, let's see if we can hit 800 subs. I'll be very greatly appreciate that on this channel. Also, we haven't looked at the other models here that we still are going to. There's no rush. We're kind of just seeping everything in. So as I'm not going to go over the dynamics with each 24 hours because I know things are going to, granted, is slower than normal but not zero activity. Thank you. We have hit now 741 subs. Let's get up to 750. I'll be very greatly appreciate that. Also, this is that latest GFS. Does show a hurricane in the next 5 days. I will not be surprised. The structure it's already developing on satellite is already pretty impressive. It has a small core, already 2 major feeder bands that's going to help once we get showers and thunderstorms to consolidate near the core. Those are going to be feeder bands that's going to really help and battle out that dry air. That's the negative part of this. I'll be showing you guys the dryer in just a second. Also, now we're at 742 subs, you guys. We're 8 subs away from 750. I'll be very greatly appreciate that. Also, too far out, though. Yes, correct. We'll have to wait and see on that. Am I lagging out for you guys? I don't think I am. Are we doing good on the stream? Is the stream working? I'm just making sure. Because on my end, it was a little lag. I just want to make sure the stream is still good. One moment. Okay. Okay, just making sure. Okay, thank you. Very greatly appreciate that. Also, there's the GFS. You know, once again, the GFS has caved into the Euro. We'll have to wait for the 18Z Euro. It was probably a glitch in the 12Z. But generally shows a hurricane, a very strong Category 1 to a Category 2 hurricane. And transitioning into almost a Category 3 as it enters these islands. These islands are just north of Barbados and pretty much rides all the islands here as a very strong Category 2, almost into Category 3 strength. And then almost hits Puerto Rico, weakens a bit, and then we go a little bit more north, and then this goes right into the Bahamas. And you guys might be like, oh my goodness. There is a little bit of good news on the 12Z, but we'll have to wait and see if that continues to show. Does this system go into the Bahamas very strong? And honestly, the latest 12Z has it weakening down to back into a Category 1 hurricane and then makes a landfall in Florida and then goes out on the Eastern Atlantic side and becomes once again almost a 979 millibar. This is once again another Category 2 hurricane. Hits South Carolina and pretty much becomes a massive rainmaker. And then look at that. At the end of the run by September 20th, another Central American gyrostorm. Also, very weirdly on the 12Z GFS, it did show okay, thank you for your nose. Also, when we take a look at this, weirdly, the GFS creates a fantasy vorticity that develops and actually enters the Gulf. And in this case scenario, this will be another AOI. And this will pretty much be in very good waters. And this, you know, this is probably not going to show on the next run. But look at that. Slams the Bahamas. If we take a look at the total rainfall accumulations, look at that. Look at that. Florida, the South Carolina, North Carolina, all major rain impacts up to a foot to a foot and a half for rainfall. Also in the Bahamas, the leadward in Western Antilles is why I'm putting you guys on tropical storm warnings. In my opinion, I'll be explaining those more later in tonight's video. We're about around 70 views. That's very greatly appreciate that. We're already crushing it. This is without me even promoting the live stream. So this is a lot of homegrown people that has been on the channel. Very greatly appreciate that. We are going to be on to watch this. We're almost now at 71 views. That is awesome. With a live stream at 2 o'clock. We're also watching heavy rainfall for the mudslides, winds into these further islands. So if this case scenario happened, let's go on the GFS hurricane model run. And let's go into Invest 91L. Let's take a look at the let's take a look at these islands. So here, once it starts approaching the islands, look how small that core is. That's something that we're going to have to really watch out for on the GFS. It's a very small core. And these islands, generally, if you guys are in the green, that's about to 40 to about 50, almost 45 mile an hour wind gust. We're looking at the wind gust. Also, we got to... Yeah, 1 second, everybody. Oh my goodness. It's already happening. I'm going to make you a mod quickly. Let me just get on my channel. I'm so sorry. PM, thank you. Are we good, chat? Are we good? I think we are. Thank you, guys. We have hit 744 subscribers. Let's hit 750 subs before I end the stream here. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, no problem. Hey, you guys, I do know PM, actually, we were just talking earlier. He deserves it. He's part of the Past Path Predictors channel, too. Pretty much anyone across the Past Path Predictor that I do know, I will become mod. Because, you know, Simpson ain't here right now. And our other mods were not here. No Chris was here. So we'll just have to keep an eye on that. Thank you. Thank you. Very greatly appreciate that. You guys are very supportive on this channel. We're at 30 likes and also 740 subs. But let's look at the GFS here. It generally shows, this is 111 knots. So when we do this, this is about generally 120 miles an hour. This is major hurricane force hitting these islands. And as this develops, you could tell 102 knots. This is definitely into that 115 range of wind gust here. These are wind gusts, by the way. And look at some of these islands on the eye walls get hit very hard. And then, you know, generally stays 102. But look, parts of these islands here, this even comes up to 120, almost 100. This is major hurricane force gust winds that does hit these islands. Very big. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, we'll take a look at that. No problem. Let's hit 745 subs. That'll be awesome. You guys have been crushing it already this stream. 33 likes. Very greatly appreciate that. Let me just go over, because I do think hurricane models should be... Oh my god, you guys. We got hurricane models. We got hurricane models. Things are getting interesting. And then you could generally see, if you guys are in Puerto Rico, even Puerto Rico could get skimmed with some tropical storm force winds. If this definitely moves south. But it's pretty much a small core. And then look at, we're not fully hours out. And then you can know, generally, this will be around a Category 2 hurricane. And its journey on the latest GFS. So okay. Alright, so this is the latest HAFS A model. We generally have about a 60 mile an hour tropical storm on the HAFS A here that does try and develop. generally moving west. This would generally glaze the islands here on the latest hurricane model. These are the first sets of hurricane model runs. I'm actually surprised they do show. We're at 85 watching. That's awesome. Very greatly appreciate that. Let's hit 750 subs before we end the stream. Very greatly appreciate that. Let's take a look at half speed here on this. Yeah, a little bit stronger. Generally shows almost, these are wind gusts. Hurricane force wind gusts. About in the same positioning. Nothing too far off. When we take a look at the HERF's parent here, weaker, but generally in this vicinity as a tropical storm on the latest hurricane models. Very weirdly, it does become a hurricane here. I don't know what happens that, and then it starts getting probably some dry air. These are just the first sets. I don't like looking at the first sets because this is our first little bit of data. But we should see. Yeah, looks like direct impacts are very possible on this. We're at 87 watching, you guys. Thank you guys for everybody watching on this channel. We're now 90. Let's see if we can get to 100 people watching. That'll be awesome. If you guys are new, please like and subscribe. We are, once again, only 50 subs away. Pretty much 56 subs away from being at 800. That's honestly the goal tonight, you guys. We have a lot of live stream to go. Not currently right now. We'll have to keep an eye. By the way, we just hit 745 subs, you guys. Very greatly appreciate that. We'll have to keep an eye on that. This is going to be a good night of... By the way, you guys, if you guys are here... Pat's Path Predictor won't be streaming tonight. He is an extremely busy with work, but I will be taking over and I will be trying to fix the audio here for everyone that we can get our Discord people on. We'll have to wait and see, or I might try and get like a little bit of a headphone or AirPod, something to help and fix the audio. I think we are going to try and do that tonight on this channel. Probably use something like that. We'll have to just wait and see. But we will be keeping an eye on tonight. Generally stream about 9 o'clock to 9:30 tonight. Most about 10. We're almost at 40 likes. Very greatly appreciate that on this. Very greatly appreciate that. Especially as of right now. Yes, the Barbados should be on watch here. Generally. When we take a look at the GFS closely, we're still at 700. Look at that. Let's go into, ooh, similar satellite. Look at that. It's very hard to see on the fuzz here. Let's actually go back out. We're going to go to main development region. Let's just... I want to take a look at the satellite imagery on this here. Oh, wow. Look how small of a storm that is. So, basically, you could tell convection pretty much starts rapiding. And then look at that, you guys. A pinhole eye right here on that. Look at that. Our little storm. This is a very small hurricane here. That means we can have rapid weakening and rapid strengthening. Everybody, for the European 12Z, there are some indications. Some people are saying there was a glitch and the model data was corrupted and messed up. So we'll have to wait into the 18Z. Yeah, there is some talk about that. I was taking a look at some discords and everything. Just keep an eye on that. Yeah, no problem. Yep, there's our hurricane on the GFS. Very interesting. I'm actually waiting for the European ensembles. Still not out yet. That annoys me. Yes, I'm going to keep an eye out on. We're at 41 likes, you guys. Very greatly appreciate that. Let's hit. We are now at 745 subscribers. We are now 5 away from 750. That'll be awesome. Very greatly appreciate all the support, you guys, on this channel. We're going to quickly look back at satellite. We're going to do another investment on this. Very interesting stuff here. It is definitely trying to blow up in convection here. Looks like this is starting to catch up a little bit on the satellite imagery. But you can see, even with thorough minimum throughout the day, we are seeing still blow-ups of convection trying to wrap near the center. So what this means when thorough maximum comes tonight, we're generally going to get into more of a favorable, and we should see some major convection explosion in the center. Well, we could be having tropical genesis generally in a little bit. You can really see that, yeah, this looks like it's definitely more updated, where this feeder band is definitely very strong on the north. Our general low pressure to me looks like it is wrapping to be around here. There is some dry air in there, but we can kind of see where the swirl is now. Wrapping around, look at that, bam. We'll have to wait and see. It's in the beginning stages of tropical storm genesis. This could actually become a tropical depression. I wouldn't be surprised tomorrow, in my opinion, everybody. The way it already looks, we're already seeing some pretty good environment and development. Take the GFS model, not with a grain of salt, now more in a watch, because we've been seeing some pretty good model score on this. This is the latest Canadian, gets very close to the islands, and then generally move west. This has shifted also in the latest runs further and further, you guys. South and west on the latest Canadian. By the way, you guys, we have 104 people watching. We are crushing it this stream. Wow. This is impressive, you guys. Thank you guys for all the support. You guys are amazing. If you guys are new, please like and subscribe. Our goal is to 750 subs. We have 103 people watching. Very great here on this channel. So if you guys are tuning in new, this is the latest afternoon update. Basically, we're at a 90-60. National Hurricane Center is saying that it is organizing. It's becoming better organized. And basically, I want to take a look at some of the now environment. So let's go in the weather page. Let's see generally where we are looking at here. So the shear on the system, this is generally the wave here. Right here. We do have a little bit of shear on the northern side, about neutral. Not the best. But generally in the path of this is into better environment. And a cyclonic flow is already starting to develop on this. Still very limited on the northern side and stuff. But this should get better and better organized. According to that shear intensity, you could tell we do get into better and better environment as this system is progressed to move. The vorticity on this system, there it is. Generally, right here, you guys, the vorticity is, let's go into black here. This is our vorticity. Definitely getting better organized on this. Here, also, let's take a look at the Saharan dust. That's going to be a big talk here. Let's take a look at the SOW. So the latest dry air in Saharan dust, where the low-level center is, generally around here, there is, once again, like I said, some dry air to the south in Saharan dust. That's why we're actually seeing some outflow boundary. But that could be actually part of the shear and stuff currently that's going on in the system. We're at 744 subs. 2 unsubscribed. Really? It's alright. We're still doing good. We're at 46 likes. Let's go to 50 likes. We're crushing it already. Very greatly appreciate you guys. Yeah, not that much dust. You are correct. Hey, Carlos. What is up? Carlos, have you seen the latest trend? Yeah, not too much dry air, even on this side here. Generally, the environment's pretty favorable, in my opinion, on the Saharan dust. But let's take a look, actually, at mid-level and low-level. That's in, I want to take a look. That's in COD weather models. I want to take a look at some other features, like the low-level and dry air. I know the College of DuPage, shout out to them. They're an awesome website. I love their website. I love Tropical Tidbits, also Pivotal Weather, and Mike's weather page. You guys are all awesome. You guys, for the free stuff, you know, especially in this world. Thank you for all the free subscriptions and stuff. It's very greatly appreciate that. Subregions. Yeah, look at that tropical wave here in the broad view. Look at that. It's small right there, right in this area. When we take a look at... Let's take a look at water... Alright, this is awesome, you guys. This is why I love College of Weather DuPage. We can look at the mid-level and upper-level dry air and lower levels. This is currently the upper level dry air. And overall, this is generally the course. So it looks at that low over Ontario. Wow. Yeah. Look at that. There is a bit of dry air that's trying to inhibit this northern side. But there is not that much dry air generally. Pretty favorable. When we take a look at our low level center, is generally right in here. So it is in a actually pretty good pocket right here. I like to see how this looks tonight on this. But this is the upper level. So actually the upper level atmosphere is pretty conducive. Definitely some good upper level moisture. Also a very strong tropical wave right here coming off Africa also with some very good moisture in the upper levels. When we take a look at lower levels though, lower levels is a little bit different case scenario. That's in the low levels. And generally for our low pressure, we are getting in better and better environment. This is generally not exposed currently of any dry air. And I don't see any invasions. There's a little bit of a notch right here that's trying to seep in. But according to some models, it had it much worse. So that's not too bad. And then this is mid-level. There is definitely a little bit of mid-level dry air here, but not in this system. There's that little low pressure. We do have a bit of that little notch again in the right here. Look at that. Just a little bit. It's trying to seep in. We're going to have to see how, when this system continues to wrap, does that dry air try and get into it and entrain it? Those are very good questions that we'll have to take a look at that as we are waiting on some models. The GFS model generally doesn't see that. When we take a look at the dry air here on this, let's take a look at the dry air here. Generally, the dry air currently as of 2 p.m., once again, that's how it is. And generally, as this system develops, we generally see this never getting into any dry air pockets. And then it actually gets even better and favorable, especially as we get closer to the islands with the precip. And then we'll have to watch over there as could be some dry air and some shear that tries and tears this apart. We'll have to wait and see. Everything's waiting to determine. We're at near 100 views watching. That's pretty crazy. We are really crushing it already in this live stream. Also, the shear here in the environment. Let's go into currently 6 hours. Like I said, there is a little bit of shear coming out of this here, but on that, but it's really not that bad. The environment's very favorable on this. Really no. Generally, this should actually in the next 40 hours, definitely by the next 2 days. This actually grows a cyclonic flow, and this should actually breathe very well through the main development region, especially around here. Very good environment for breathing, especially on the northern side. And then we generally see the environment like that. So we'll have to wait and see and really watch this. We are at 52 likes, you guys. We're already crushing it. You know, I only been live for almost just an hour, and we have had such a great ground support on this channel. It's pretty crazy to watch. Pretty good environment, in my opinion. There's not too much of a bad environment overall with this system. Especially in the currents. Should actually get better. So the environment will actually get even better than this. I'm really hoping now we get some zero. Today's Thursday, right? Yeah, nope, not latest. 6Z144 had them all pretty much right here into tropical storm and then a hurricane as it enters the island. Does less winds warm the ocean? Less trade winds does warm the ocean. More trade winds that blows across the Atlantic. So let me use this as an example. We're going to go to the National Hurricane Center. So basically, what is trade winds? Trade winds is coming out of the generally like this. Generally flows against. This is trade winds. And we usually see this in the beginning of the season or an El Nino pattern. Sometimes we don't even see this in El Nino, and El Nino kind of lags. But we do generally see that where we do see that. So if there was trade winds right now, basically what that creates is another set of wind shear in the upper levels and mid levels. And currently in the trade winds in the Atlantic is very favorable. Also, I would like to take a look at the water temperatures quickly. We can't really check the trade winds. There's no actually model that I at least know of. If you guys have any links on PM weather, if you have any links that I can look at for trade winds. That'd be very greatly appreciate that if we can look at trade level winds. I don't know where we can check that. We have crushed it this stream, everybody. Generally around 100 views watching. That was very great. Also, I do want to illustrate the water temperatures. We are continuing to warm. We are now seeing spots here 30.5 and near Puerto Rico and some of these islands here. 30.5, almost 31 degrees Celsius water temperatures. That is an extreme amount of water temperatures. especially with the system that's going to be in this environment, is going to be in extreme favorable water temperatures. Something to seriously watch. We're at 106 views. Everybody that is not subscribed, please like and subscribe. That would be very greatly appreciated. Wow. Last live stream, we had 60.2 watch time hours. That's 60 hours of watch time by itself. So, we're most likely going to be monetized, you guys. There was one point, concurring viewers, we had 144 last night. We even had a spot up to, 144 was the most. That was impressive. Very greatly appreciate that, you guys, from last night. Even this stream, we are crushing it. Generally 100 views on average. And that's without me even promoting the live stream or anything. It's just me kind of just hopping on. By the way, we are 4 subs away from 750 subs. That'll be awesome. Let's do that. Our goal tonight, our goal, Weather Kingdom, by midnight is 800 subs. I know it's a far-fetched, but I think we can get there. It will be very greatly appreciate that. Oh, thank you. Let me quickly go. Hey, everybody in the chat, let me quickly go. I'm going to quickly click the link. We're going to quickly go on the video here. Let's go to Weather Kingdom. Let's go view channel. Let's go to this. Let's do this. Let's do live chat. Open. Let's do that. Come on. I don't know why I cannot open chat. It's not letting me open the chat. Huh. That's interesting. Usually it works. I don't know why. I don't want to look at analytics. Reset. Oh, there it is. Alright. Thank you for that. I'm sorry about that, you guys. So this is the analytics with the trade maps. Thank you, Carlos. Very greatly appreciate that. I did not even know there was a thing. Very greatly appreciate that. I'm not too good at looking at this here. This is winds and wave analysis. So generally the wave and wind analysis here, we do have about 1.5 to 2. I'm not too good at reading this. I need to look more into this. Okay, so I think this is the wave analysis. We generally don't see too much. This is in the northern part. I'm not too good at reading this, you guys, currently. Very greatly appreciate that. I will have to go, everybody, very soon. We already been live for about an hour. So this is kind of your afternoon update. Thank you guys for all the support. We have hit over a massive growth in the channel once again. I did not expect us to. We have now an average of concurring viewers without any promo up to 110 views now when I start the live streams. That is not just crazy, especially for the size of my channel. It is beyond crazy here, you guys. Very, very, very crazy. We're also at 446 subscribers. If you guys are new, please like and subscribe. We are going to be watching this tonight. I'll be going live around 9 o'clock tonight or so. We'll have to wait and see. But we have seen a massive growth on this channel once again, you guys. You guys been amazing. Very greatly appreciate that. It's been wonderful on this channel, everybody. You guys have been supporting, helping. There's a lot of good moderators on this channel. I'm not going to throw any estimates on this yet because it is not even formed. But right now, what I'll say generally, I'm very curious on how tonight's satellite imagery will be on this wave envelope. Yeah, see, it kind of lagged out again at 87. So we're still having some satellite problems here generally. Also, Kiko is opened eye now. We'll see how much stronger this can get. This is a small hurricane. This is pretty much how Gabrielle can look like. Gabrielle actually might look like this. Very small, compact storm, but very strong. That's how Gabrielle could look. We're at 747 subscribers. We are 3 away from 750 subscribers. Just remember, last night we just hit 700 subscribers. We have gained 50 subscribers today on this channel. Very greatly appreciate that. We are at 55 likes, you guys. That is incredible on this. This is my second best stream yet. And this is within a rush in a way, without being in a rush. So that's just wonderful. I'm very curious what the 18Z model runs are going to show and the hurricane model runs. I'll see you guys later tonight. Wish me luck at work. I wish you guys... So basically, one more recap. We're going to do this quickly. I know I'm going to go. We're actually going to... I'm going to try and make a slide before I join next time. And we're kind of going to get a legend on what we can do here. Basically, if you guys are along the East Coast, take this with a massive grant. If you guys are pretty much from New York and down along the East Coast, I would generally watch this. You guys are in code blue. What does code blue mean is there is something to watch, but it's over about 7 to 10 days out, so not our concern right now. Our next color I would like to show is yellow. Yellow will be generally in the Bahamas, right here. If you guys are in the Bahamas, northern parts of Cuba, potentially even the Dominican, you guys are generally under yellow. You guys are in the frame of 5 to 7 days for impacts here and areas to watch. I'm putting this up so early is because we have to be safe than sorry and rather warn people in this. And then basically, if you guys are in the Puerto Rico, northern parts, in these islands, you guys are under code red. That is pretty much get your hurricane preparedness and watch this extremely closely and even try, as this gets even more concerning, try and leave the areas. So that's going to wrap it up there, you guys. That's the recap. The storm is organizing. The trend to the south